And Australians with the largest super accounts could have their earnings slashed under a brewing plan from the Treasurer to cap super balances and reduce tax concessions. Ahead of his second budget in May, Jim Chalmers has batted away suggestions he is stoking unease in the community or that he could be about to break an election promise.
No apologies from the Treasurer for thinking aloud about changes to the retirement savings system.
I do welcome the fact that the nation more broadly is grappling with some of the things that the government's grappling with.
Determined to make it more cost-effective for taxpayers, Jim Chalmers is homing in on the largest 1% of super accounts. His mind set on reducing tax breaks for 36,000 Australians with more than $3 million in their super.
We want to leave the fundamentals of superannuation in place, but we do need to consider whether we can afford the degree of tax concessionality for people who've got very big balances.
They created it, so they seem to feel that they can come after it.
The Treasurer is yet to nail down how a cap could function in practice. Some in the super industry have begun referring to the two leading proposals as a soft cap, where earnings on high balance accounts are taxed above the current rate of 15%, or a hard cap, where in lieu of higher taxes, superannuants could be made to withdraw excess funds above a certain amount.
Well, clearly that's one of the ideas that's been put to us. I think any responsible government considers those kinds of suggestions in good faith.
While the Prime Minister's language from the election campaign,
"We have no intention of making any super changes,"
has since narrowed,
there'll be no major changes to superannuation.
The Coalition claims any change to the retirement system would equate to the Prime Minister going back on his word.
Breaking election promise is a major change. That's the point.
With his final position still evolving, the Treasurer is batting away criticism from former Prime Minister John Howard for raising the prospect of super reforms. The long-time Liberal leader taking aim at Jim Chalmers, claiming proposed super changes would be the first chapter in a very long book of reforms, and cautioning the Treasurer that any changes could cause Middle Australia a lot of unease.
I'm not interested in a war of words with John Howard. He deserves better than to be wheeled out to prop up Angus Taylor's dodgy arguments or to shore up Peter Dutton's failing leadership.
John Howard doesn't get wheeled out. John Howard decides to say what he thinks, and good on him. I agree with him very strongly.
Cameron Redden, Sky News, Canberra.